Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where we've got a bit of a tsunami hitting us here, but it's really a pretty minor tsunami, all things considered. Now, this situation here, it's definitely a bit of a problem. It was certainly never intended that this tunnel here would be a pipeline onto this highway. And ultimately, we may want to simply eliminate this and tell them, this is not the way to go if you want to get onto this highway. That may be our best bet. Let's see how that ends up going, how that changes things. These guys are going to have to go all the way around, come over here, and then, well, they just go on there. And that's the way that they were always intended to go, that direction. So let's just let them shuffle on through there. That should be absolutely fine in theory. So we do have some abandoned structures over here. I believe this is primarily due to lack of customers, which of course just generally means we need more people. Which is absolutely fine. This is potentially less fine. Okay, we might need to address this situation here. What do we got going on there? I mean, so far it doesn't look too bad. We could control this intersection. That is something that we can do. We may need to do a little bit of traffic work today. I didn't notice these issues previously, but that may be what ends up having to happen. I'm not surprised that we're ultimately needing to do this. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on this for a moment here. I want to check up over this way. Okay, I think we're still working on getting rid of this situation, although now I think it's much better.
A tsunami has struck the city.
Yeah, tsunami is going to strike the city. That's fine. We already knew that. We do have some dead people that require pickup over here, but overall, that should come under control. Now, there's a potential issue down over here. Traffic is still flowing reasonably well. And I think it will continue to do so overall. We'll keep an eye on that. Yes, this building is flooded. That is to be expected. What I'm really interested in right now is this intersection and what we can do about it. So we can't really enlarge these roads because of this ferry stop, which has a built-in road. So that's not exactly a solution. One thing we could try is simply a traffic light at that junction. Let's see how that goes. With any luck, that will speed things up a little bit. Okay. How many of these guys are trying to turn in this way, I wonder? All of them, I think. Okay, we could definitely enlarge our tunnels, but I don't think the overall problem is the tunnel itself. That said, a branch of the tunnel that comes off over this direction and connects in over here would not be the worst concept. And maybe it would come in over here if that's going to be bi-directional. Something kind of like that. That may relieve some of the traffic attempting to use this intersection, which would be nice. I would like to just reduce the amount of traffic here overall. So let's see what that ends up doing. There are some people going this direction on it, which will relieve the people trying to come in here. But there's not a lot trying to go this direction at this moment. We'll see how that ends up going in the future, though. So that'll be interesting, for sure. The tsunami wave should be basically over. We are wanting additional commercial, which pretty much means that we're going to go down over here. Oh, this is the bug I was telling you about previously, where the Spartan News Hills is actually loading the index texture for the font until we change it and refresh it like that. I don't know why it's been doing that when I start up the game. It's very strange. I didn't notice that previously, or I would have fixed it before we started the episode, but sure. Okay, let's bump this up to speed 3, and we're going to need an additional residential area. We could think about developing, like, this island down here as a residential island. That is a possibility. For sure. So, if we wanted to do that, how would we want to go about getting there? That's a good question. Some of this over here in terms of power line is probably not entirely necessary anymore. I'm just checking in on our power line situation. This is still necessary. Okay, just checking. We definitely need a new residential area, seeing as we're fully developed on this island, and I mean, we could move this. Hello. What do we got going on here? We could move this highway. We weren't experiencing this sort of gridlock previously, and they're just kind of not using that third lane. Interesting. So these guys are just trying to turn around here. Fair enough. So what we can do here is we can have a version of this. Well, this is actually one-way two-lane right now. I feel like it doesn't actually need to be. If we downgrade this to bidirectional, like so. There we go. And then we add in a section of it, and this can be a two-lane one-way. That would be something along the lines of this would come out over here, and then ideally it would merge in over here, kind of like that. Okay. Now that might overload this tunnel. We'll see how that works once the pathfinding updates a bit. It'll take some time for this to clear out. We have not seen anyone utilizing this just yet, but that should start very soon. But it does look like we have some traffic to address. So that is okay. We can do that. This looks reasonably okay at this time. How are we doing over here? This isn't hugely backed up, but it is a little bit backed up. Indeed. It's a little bit backed up. Let's take a quick look at the tunnel situation here. Okay, we could definitely use upgrading these underground thoroughfares a bit, I think. So we're going to upgrade them to, like, 6-lane roads with decorative trees underground. I'm sure that's going to be very cost-effective. And we're going to do something like that. I'm just going to upgrade this section right here is not wanting to upgrade because slope too steep, apparently. Okay. We'll try to bring that in. Is it actually because of this? No. Okay, that's a little awkward that this is now giving slope too steep. It may be that this type of road can't have quite the same slope. That's a possibility. Okay. Well, we could bring it in out over this direction, like so. Connect this in, or rather, get rid of that. Connect this in over here. And then arc these in slightly differently. It's awkward, for sure, but bring this in to be quite the underground intersection here, and have it be something kind of like that instead. And then we can continue to upgrade over here, and we'll see if we have the same slope issues over here. We do not. Okay. I did not intend to upgrade that. We're going to bring that back down, and that does get rid of some of our residential, which is unfortunate. But we bring this in, and then this, of course, we would have to relocate the university over ever so slightly to be somewhere like here, I think, and then do that. Okay. That should add a lot more throughput on this area, in theory. Now, there's still probably going to be an issue at this intersection, but I want to see how that ends up going. Has this cleaned up? It has a little bit. Not a little bit. It has quite a lot. So that's great. No problems there. Not sure why this guy was just parked there. I think he was trying to just get into that far lane, which is interesting. And this is now definitely working on cleaning up. What is this? This is open and these guys are not moving. I see. Okay. That's definitely interesting there. This truck is blocking it, and can we actually select that truck? It should despawn after a little bit, I think, but that's a bug right there. That is definitely a bug. If we were to use the upgrade... Actually, if we were to go into the traffic view mode, transport, we should be able to select this vacuum truck and get rid of it like that. And now this will start to move again. Perfect. Okay. Now, I'm wondering, is there a point in this being bidirectional at this point? This section up to here. Not really, is the answer. Okay. So we do have a bit of a backup going on over here. That's reasonably expected. How are we doing over on this side? Okay. Yeah, I'm not shocked that this intersection is very awkward indeed. Let's get rid of that for the moment. But I'm not shocked about this in the slightest. So looking at this situation, let's see here. Yeah, very, very deeply unsurprising about this problem here. I mean, this is currently uncontrolled. We could have that be a stoplight, and that's maybe not the worst concept. So we put in stoplights underground there. And let's see how that ends up going. This isn't really showing above ground that we have an issue here. The issue is actually here. Do we already have a stoplight here? I think we do. Let's check that. We do. Okay. So with that in mind, we may need to do something more about this intersection, and the question is, what would we do? Oh, is there a garbage issue? A little bit, I guess. A little bit. But I'm much more concerned about this intersection right now. Is this not controlled? It is not. Okay, so that needs to have a stoplight, obviously. We need to lessen the load on this street a little bit. So one question that I have, I'm not surprised that we're having trouble with these junctions as we upgraded those road types. We haven't upgraded other road types. That is deeply unsurprising to me. This one appears to be reasonably fine at this point. Yeah, this seems to be fairly cleaned up. This may be a little less so. We could continue to upgrade our underground thoroughfares. Like this section right here. Like that. And then some of this down over here might also be reasonable for upgrading. That slope too steep right there, which is a little bit awkward. We may have to eliminate this section here. Like that. And attempt to bring in a new line over, or a new road over this way. Kind of like that. Okay. That'll do for now. That may clean some of that up. The question is, how are things looking over here? And the answer is not great. Not great at all. So access to this road is fully controlled by stoplights here and here. That's definitely clear. This is already one way going this direction. If this is one way going this direction, should this be one way going this direction? Quite possibly. Let's go ahead and give that a go and see how that works. I'm not 100% convinced that that will fix the problem. But that does give us a bit of a loop there, which is good. So we'll get those turned around, and that gives us more throughput going this direction, which is the higher demand direction. And then there's all of this going on as well. What exactly are they attempting to achieve by coming down this direction? It broadly doesn't appear to be that they're going onto this highway.
Meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning for the area. Residents should seek shelter immediately.
So there's going to be a tornado, and we definitely do have a lot of dead people. We should do something about that, it seems. So let's go ahead and put down a couple more morgues. I'm going to put down one over this way. Down over here, I think. And I'm going to put in one up over here as well. Okay. And then one up over here. Like that. And otherwise, I think we're good on that front. Garbage. How are we doing on garbage? Okay. Well, it's not a processing issue. It appears to be a pickup issue, which is likely related to our traffic flow problems. Okay. This traffic jam right here is our biggest issue, I think. A lot of these people are coming in over this way. Okay, there's that tornado. Picking up in the water.
A tornado has touched down in the area.
And it looks like it's heading for the Casserole district. Okay. These poor people on these ferries. No, they're fine. They're completely fine. Okay. Sounds good. So obviously, the tornado is going to do a lot of damage in the Casserole district. But there's not much we can do about that. This is reasonably fine for now. It's just kind of following that road. Okay. And now it's just chilling. But while that's going, I do want to check in over here. This is cleaned up maybe a little bit. But here's my question. If people are primarily coming this direction and then down here, which is largely where they're going, and then turning this direction, what would the point of that be? To go up the tunnel? I guess. I guess that would be the point. So I think that's the extent of the damage that the tornado is going to do here. And we're not going to, I think, repair these just yet, because that will take out a number of these locations here. Or actually, only that one would. We can go ahead and repair these sections of road. Okay, there we go. And this one as well. This would eliminate these structures, which we don't want to do until those have been sorted out. Okay, so the tornado is, at this point, through, and that's all it's going to be. I do want to get another morgue in over here, I feel like. It's not a processing issue, it's a pickup issue. So we'll get another crematorium in. But yeah, this is definitely our biggest problem right now. Do I feel like it was better when this wasn't here? Maybe. Let's get rid of that again. We did that previously, and that did help previously, but I'm not entirely certain how much it'll help here. That said, they can then use this dedicated overpass here. Okay, so that's causing this to flow a lot more smoothly. And I do want to prioritize the traffic on this road here. So we're going to take this and we're going to just put in a stop sign here, and this gets priority. Okay. Cool. Because this is much lower traffic here. So that's flowing much better. And we'll see if that helps this little crush that we've got going on here. Now, realistically, I feel like there's no real point at this point to having that be a stop sign. These guys can only turn this direction, and with that being the case, I honestly feel like this being one way is detrimental at this point. So we're going to get rid of that, and apparently that gets rid of some residential here, which is not necessarily ideal. We're going to flip that back around. This being one way maybe makes sense still, but we'll see. This should, in theory, clear up a little bit. In theory. As this traffic starts to flow on out of here. Okay. So all of this over this way, we can not quite repair this road yet. But all of this over this way will eventually need to be taken down. The tornado strike was exciting, to be sure. But we need to get this area searched a bit. Okay. That's all fine. As far as the dead people pickup goes, I still believe that this is largely a traffic problem. Not, in fact, a we need more crematoriums problem. So we'll think about that for a bit. The hillside tunnel here is relatively clear. Yeah. I mean, I don't love how frequent the intersections are here. Yeah, I know that we can fix roads. We need to wait for these structures to be searched. So that'll be a little bit. Okay, how are things looking up over here? This is basically at a standstill right now because of this traffic light. And they're going to start moving momentarily here. Okay. So obviously this crunch down to 2 lanes here is rough. There's no doubt about that. We might be better off upgrading this to something larger. Realistically speaking. Is this not zoned? Oh, this section isn't zoned. Okay. So if we were to upgrade this elementary school would have to be moved. We could relocate that down over here. And this could be upgraded to a main thoroughfare at this point. This would take some structures out, that's for sure. But we'd do something kind of like that. And then this whole section would be upgraded, or would be zoned rather, like so. Okay. So we'll let that calculate up, and these cars will have to shift around. That's okay. How are things looking over here? I think this is reasonable. I don't really think we have much of an issue here. This is maybe a little bit less reasonable, but broadly I think it's okay. My main question is, does this clean up now? And I think it will. I mean, we've got 4 lanes now from 3. So they can go this way, it's slightly longer, or they can go this way with more traffic in theory. Okay. So let's see if this cleans up at all. Traffic is flowing reasonably with the stoplight, in my opinion. Not a lot of people coming this direction. That might be something that changes, though, as the cars in this tunnel cycle through. So we'll see how that ends up going. As far as this down here goes, I still do believe that this is cleared up. And this is now the primary issue. This particular junction here. I'm pretty sure we stoplighted that, didn't we? Apparently not. Okay, we'll put a stoplight in there, and that might clean up. Okay. This is, I think, cleaning up. Good. Is this traffic lighted? It doesn't need to be at this point. Yeah, I took that off. So as far as the actual priority goes, I want to be... That's just selecting the node. I want to do... What's this doing? We're apparently in node select. There we go. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want this to be priority. I want a stop sign here, and this would be a yield. We'll see how that goes. Cool. A lot of people coming this direction just to go into the tunnel, which is interesting, but that does relieve the pressure on this road a little bit, which is nice. This is definitely backing up in getting onto this highway. This is currently traffic lighted, I believe, and I'm not sure that it needs to be. But yeah, we've got a bit of a traffic issue there. This is high throughput, but you can see here we are backing up all the way up over this way. So yeah, we need to work on that. That is very clear. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will continue to address this issue right here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the video, or rather the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.